Okay, we're back here on our bathroom project this morning. I gotta tell you, this floor feels awesome. I feel real good about continuing our bathroom build with these framing modifications and the floor fixed like it should be. So this morning we're gonna go to work on the shower valve. And we got a couple things happening here. We got an excessive amount of joints. You can see a in there, one here. I got a couple pieces capped off down there, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the lines of the water and I'm going to replace that pipe so it's one piece, no joints to start with. Okay, first thing with this shower valve is you're going to have to put some blocking in the wall like I've did here, and I'm going to set this shower valve at 32 inches. I have a 19-inch tall tub. What is critical is the flow direction. So read your instructions a couple of times. And the offset. How far in and out of the wall this thing has to be set. Because if that's not proper, once you get the tile and everything else complete, your trim might not fit, or your shower valve might not fit properly. So that number is absolutely critical. Do your homework, double check the measurements, get that right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mount this where it goes, and then I can get lengths of copper that I need to make these connections, and then one going up for the shower head and one coming down for the bathtub filler. And I'll go ahead and go out and outside and sweat all the pieces of pipe to this rough end. I don't want to hang this on the wall and then have to get it as hot as is necessary. You could put the screw-in unions on here. I don't like to do that. We'll clean this up, we'll slide the pipe right in there, and we'll sweat the pipe straight to this. Okay, also, I got the water shut off to these bathrooms, and you see the height of this, hot and cold, and then you see where the toilet is. The toilet fill is right there. So we're going to open that valve, and that should allow the water to come out and get it down below here. So when we go to sweat these, there's no water in it. You're not going to be able to sweat a wet joint. Two things that are a must, unless you're using PEX or something like that, which is fine too, but if you're going to sweat your joint, it's got to be clean, it's got to be dry. If it's clean and if it's dry, sweating, it's no problem. It's when it's wet and dirty, ain't happening. So we're going to drain this down. Like I said, I'm just going to open that toilet valve, let the water come on out, and then we'll cut the tops of these off. The idea what I got going here, so you understand what I was saying earlier. So you can see what I've done is these are all dry fitted, see? So they're not sweated, they're just dry fitted. And I have to use some 45s to offset to get back to this pipe at the bottom. I'm gonna have to do the same thing here. But what I will do is I will take this shower valve outside, and I will sweat these parts onto it along with the pipes, and then I'll bring the thing in and sweat the bottom ones down here, because you have to get this pretty hot to get these pipes to sweat to them, and we don't want to do that in the house if we don't have to. So we'll get, and then also the tub valve will come out, the tub filler will come down and out here, so we'll get that one sweated in as well. So then you have all the joints made up to the shower valve. Then we'll bring it back in, screw it back in place, and connect it on the bottom. Okay, you can see I got all this dry fitted now. So we're gonna go out and sweat this straight one with the elbow, this one with the elbow, the shower, and the tub filler. Okay, you can see that that completes our roughing for this shower valve tub filler. Tub filler's down here. This is the mixing valve and the shower head up there. So this is very simply slides into place and is held in with 4 screws. Nothing crazy there. Okay, here's what we got. We're gonna come up with our 3/4 supply, go straight, make an elbow, reduce to half, feed that sink, tee off right here, and we'll get the shower valve and the sink valve. And that's a lot simpler than this. Not sure what that is. So I'm gonna take all that stuff apart, clean it up, and flux it, and then we'll sweat it together. Buddy, buddy, buddy boy, buddy.
Check your dog. Come in.
Buddy, come here. Say hi to everybody. You help me sweat this pipe? Hmm? What is it? What is it? Buddy. Hey. 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 Mm-hmm. Yep. Go lay down. Hey, go see your mommy. Go see your mommy. Where the mommy at? Okay, there we go. It's done. So we'll give it a minute to cool and we'll go down there and throw the water back on. But first we're gonna have to go in here and put the supply to the sink. And then all this will be replaced. It'll be fresh, it'll be new, and that tangled mess of spaghetti is gone. Okay, we're looking good now. So we got a new supply line for the hot. Comes all the way down, ties into the main where it comes into the 2 bathrooms, branches off, hits that sink, comes up here and gets the shower valve. That stuff just looked bad, so we took it out and put a new one in. Anyway, next we'll start straightening this wall, frame in for that medicine cabinet, and set the tub. So this morning I have removed the old insulation on this wall and took the time to pull the old nails out. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a planer with some old blades, and we're going to, you see these high and low spots? See how that thing's rocking on this? That level's rocking back and forth. So we're going to take and knock off the high spots on this wall. It's pretty straight 2x4 until it gets below where the tub goes. But we're going to knock the high spots off this wall so that our new wallboard sits a little bit flatter, and we'll heavy up the glue when we do it, and that should give us a nice substrate for our tile. Alright, you see that? Come beside the level so you can see. So now that's acceptable. That takes that hump right out of the wall, and then we'll just go along and do that, and then we'll cross check it as well. That doesn't look bad like that now already. It's a little bit high right there. Okay, off camera, I went ahead and fit a new corner in here. One piece took them blocks out, and also fitted a some blocking down here this bottom where the hole was open. So that'll help me later when I go to fire block everything. Alright, now I'm going to look around here. I'd like to put the waste and overflow on that before we set it, but I'm not sure that I can. If I took that shower valve off, I'd be able to roll the tub, I think. Put drop cloth on the floor, but and I've got to get some cement under it. I'm going to set it in mortar. And we had it dry fit in place, so as we did that, I went ahead and marked the height of the tub and ran a level line around here. So when we go to set this in the mortar, we got to start shaking it, you know, vibrating it down into the mud. And this will give us an approximate stopping point so we don't go too far. Go too far, I have to pull it back up, put more mud under it. So we don't want to do that. This is just a bag of Type S mortar, sand and cement mix. I'll probably use about 3/4 of the bag. You see, I got this mortar. It's stiff, but it's not so it's not too loose to run, and it's not so stiff that it won't settle. So we're gonna put it right here where I marked this floor out. So you can see we got a screw everywhere we can get one, which is more than enough for what this is going to be doing. And obviously you don't want any of the bathtub weight hanging from that lip. It's just not structural. It's just not. It's something to hold this in place till that stuff sets up, till that mortar sets up. So be leery of that. Why you gotta holler at me?
I'm not hollering. I either talk too low.
Well, everybody know how you holler. You can leave that out there. We'll come out and get what we need.
No, it's cold. We close this door and bring it in.
Y'all see how she hollers at me? Okay, let's check our tub out. Feels good. Got a moving blanket in here so I don't destroy it. Nice and solid. I mean, that feels good. So under normal circumstances, I would address this tub before I put it in place. So to put the waste and overflow on, let it hang down on the floor and make the connection from below. But we were fighting several different obstacles here. So I'm gonna get all my stuff out and I can show you what we're dealing with. And we're gonna go ahead and hook the waste and overflow up on this. Then we can go below, make the connection to the trap. If it was on crawl space or something, I might have tried a little bit harder to dress this before I put it in place, but we got a wide open basement with no ceiling, so Shouldn't be that much of an issue. And here's what we're working with. Nice stuff, all brass. That's an odd looking overflow, but so anyway, we're going to sort through this and see what we're dealing with, and maybe even read the directions. So you can see this stuff is just dry fitted in there. It's it's snug. It is where it's going to be, other than putting the sealant in and cranking down on it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to level this pipe, mark the bottom, cut it 2 7/8 inch shorter. Just following the directions in the box. All right, now you can see I have the drain tee. Just a couple things. Obviously, the long end of this tee goes to the overflow, okay? So we're gonna hold this level, and then we're gonna mark the end of this pipe, and then we're gonna add 3/4 to it. So it slides into this piece here, okay? And like I say, at this point, all this stuff is just dry fitted. We'll make sure we get it to fit, then we're gonna seal everything and put it together. Okay, so that's what we got. That's what it looks like together. This pipe sticking into this T about 3/4. Recall cutting the piece up top. And we got this tail piece now, so we want to fit a trap and get to this piece of copper drain. Now the thing, and I'm gonna use a Fernco connection on that. But the thing to remember is Fernco to PVC or Fernco to a piece of galvanized pipe can all, PVC to PVC on a Fernco, they're all going to be different connections. So when you go to get one, check it out. Make sure that if you're using a PVC trap and you're going to dissimilar material, that you get the proper Fernco connection, because it will make a difference. So I'm going to go around and stuff up for this trap, and I'll piece it together and show you what I got. So the first thing we're going to start out with is this adapter. And inside there's 2 washers, one for 1.5 inches, one for 1.25 inches. So we'll take that piece of, and I'll show you how this is going to work. Put the nut up on there. Flat side up. Can you see it? It's snug. Okay, you see that? And I can see from below how much pipe I got sticking in here. You see? So, hand me the trap, babe. So now we got to get from here into here. So here's what we come up with. We got our tail section, our trap, our Fernco, and it just is clear in this pipe. And I was concerned about being able to get this off in the future in case it ever had to be snaked. That's not far for it to snake though, but in the event you did. So just keep in mind, let me see if I can get up here. The sleeve on this Fernco can be loosened, right? Taken off, and then this rubber can be pushed forward. So it could be serviced, replaced, or whatever. So I think that's gonna work. So I think what I'm gonna do is take this down, and I really don't need all this pipe up here, so I might cut about 3/4 off of that. Anyway, and glue it up. All right, we'll give that a few minutes to dry, and we'll glue it up. And then you put them together, give it a little twist, and hold it, because watch. See that come back out? I ain't doing that. That's the glue doing that. So just hold on to it, and then you're good to go. So we'll put the rest of these together.
Small bead of silicone around this flange.
That's what that looks like. Sleek, clean. So now we'll go below and reconnect the overflow, and I'll show you how we put that thing together. The waste. Just old plumber's putty. Get this ready before we go downstairs. That's ready to go in. And you kill it. This tailpipe on this drain tee, I'm gonna hit it with some Teflon tape. Go around it a couple times. It's pretty tight. I hope it still goes on, but threading compound. Butterfingers. There it goes. If you gotta force it, it's wrong. Remember to put that back on. Just give it a little bit of love with this time. There we go. Where's that? Set this aside. You can see if it backs up through that, it ain't gonna leak. That goes downstairs in the tub like that, to drain into that one, the weight overflow into that one, and we'll also put pipe threading compound on both of these, and hopefully this all goes back together like it should. So what I'm gonna do is put a bead of silicone on this rubber gasket that goes to the bottom of the tub. And I'm also put it on this flange. This will stick to the tub, Lisa will hold this for me. All right, that's it. It's done. It's installed. I gotta tell you, this wire, it looks like it probably goes to a stove or something, and driving me nuts. Anyway, everything is sealed. Everything is tight, even the one up there at the top, which was a bit of a bear, and clean. So, and I want to show you about putting in the drain piece upstairs. So let's go look at that. So you can see most of my dope or plumber's putty came out. And still got some of the cleanup around there, but this is what you want to see. This piece here hooks to an extension, to a socket wrench. Fits right down in there into those holes, and then you can really crank down on that thing. And don't be scared to do that, because I mean, they're machined. Give it the devil. Just try to keep that drain in the center of that hole. It's pretty much going to fall where it wants, but try to keep it center. And we're about ready to test this thing out. Put some water in it, see what happens. See if it falls through to the basement. Okay, here goes nothing. Fill it about halfway up, and we'll go downstairs and check and make sure there's a drain hole. Okay, since this tub is set, I'm gonna go ahead and put the tub filler neck in. Triple check your measurements, because if it's too short, you're gonna find out once the tile and everything else is done. Not gonna be an easy fix. So make sure you calculate the thickness of your finish wall, tile, mud set, all that stuff, and then give it another couple inches. This is just a pressure fit, so I'm gonna leave it about 2.5 inches long, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to sweat this. But if you're not careful, I mean, if you're not comfortable sweating the joint, call a plumber. You'll burn your house down in a heartbeat. First thing is, this is a brand new piece of pipe, but you see how clean that edge is? All the way around with some emery cloth. The same thing on the elbow here for the filler. So let me grab what I need to do this, get set up, and I'll show you how easy this is. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is make sure that that elbow is in square to the tub. So you see, if I close that gap, see that? I'm shaking. You see that? So that's good. You don't want that thing coming out of the wall cockeyed. So you take this, Lisa. Regular flux, okay? We're gonna go all the way around. That's a little too much. And then we're gonna get up into this nipple, this elbow, like so. Make sure we got this all the way around. And again, these joints have got to be clean, they got to be dry. Set that there. I'm gonna take this moving blanket. Put it there so that flux falls and doesn't hit that tub. And where is my solder? See? So, just regular old plumber solder. You might have to get in the tub here, Lisa, so you can see this. Now I got a professional plumber store chair, but one of those bottles from the home center will work just as well. I'm gonna get under here, heat that pipe, that elbow. I'm not heating the pipe, I'm heating the elbow. And you'll see that solder start to bubble, do its thing. Make sure that's back in as far as it's gonna go. And you see that? See that? Yeah, it sucks it right down in there. Take this brush and clean it off a little bit. And that that joint's permanent. It ain't coming apart. Now, like everything else you do, you leave it nice and clean. We'll check it again, make sure it didn't move. And I'm squaring this with the back flange of this tub. And that looks good to me. And it's that easy. Always keep a bucket of water around too if you're doing this. Fire extinguisher would be better, but it's that easy.